of May. So you're most welcome. And it is going to be lesson 3 of geography. Let me share my screen quickly here. Let me quickly share my screen so that we can focus on the issues at hand today. So in today's lesson, we are going to focus mainly on preparation for fieldwork. Yeah. It's okay. Stop sharing. Did I pick a wrong one? Oh, but I wanted to share this one. That one. Are you able to see it? Share. Ata. It is coming. It must be coming. Ata. Really? Let me stop. Let me share again. Ayo, Jiraba. Okay. Are you able to see what I'm sharing now? Okay, so today we are going to talk about, let me just check to confirm that you are able to see. Let me put this window here for me to be able to monitor what you're writing. Okay, I think now you can see. So in today's lesson, we are going to talk about how to prepare for fieldwork. Essentially, how do you conduct fieldwork? Remember that we have been talking about the topic of ways of studying geography. And in the previous lesson, we saw that we had different ways of studying geography. We talked about fieldwork, studying geography through fieldwork, studying geography through photographs, studying geography through statistics and charts, and many others. We chose to start with how to study geography through fieldwork. Now, in today's lesson, I want you at least to be able to understand how to use and apply the different techniques that are used in fieldwork. How to use and apply the different techniques that are used in fieldwork. So hopefully by the end, we shall have identified some of these techniques. I want to quickly refer to what you did last time. I gave you an assignment where I asked you to go out in the field to do research about an area where you come from. You identify the thing that you wanted to research, to prepare for it, conduct the research, write the topic, write the report, and then share some of the findings. So hopefully you are able to do it. At least I know about 5 people were able to do that work, and many others could have done it but have not yet communicated. Today, we shall be reviewing that activity that you did as we move on. So what do we want to do today? We want to do 4 things. Number 1, we want to review the lesson that we did last time. We want to be sure that you make a presentation of the work you did. Number 3, we will look at the preparation that you took. So what did we do last time? Last time when we met, we said that fieldwork is the practical study of geography and it is done outside of the classroom. That one we agreed, that fieldwork is done outside of the classroom. It is a practical study of geography and it is done outside of the classroom. That came out very well. Number 2, we said we study, when we go for fieldwork, we study both the natural and built features. We study both the natural and built features through fieldwork. I'll attend to the hands that are being raised at a later date. Let us first have a quick review. If you have an issue, you can text. I can read the text immediately. Number 3, we said that fieldwork interrelates geographical aspects. When we go for fieldwork, we relate physical features to human features to human features. So we said it is done to interrelate geographical aspects that we study. And remember, we said we can study drainage, soil, towns, fish landing sites, gardens, rocks, rivers, all the features. But when we study them, we look at how they are interrelated, how they affect each other, how they affect people. Finally, we said that fieldwork is systematic. It is planned. It follows specific steps and it has specific methods. It is not gambling. It is a scientific study of geography and it is done outside of the classroom. That is what we did. That is what we reviewed last time. So today, I'm going to ask some of you to make presentations of the work that you did during the field work. I know that you did quite a number of things. Today, I'm going to ask a few of you to make the presentations. And from those presentations, I will be able to develop our lesson properly. So I have a few people that I want to commend quickly. These people submitted their work. I looked at it. They wrote some reports. They shared some photos. And if they are here, I'll give them a chance to present. Ambeja Aila Ejimu, you did a great piece of work. Nachiganda Josephine, I saw your work. I saw Jeremiah Helen Davin, Nabembezi Asha, Namagembe. You produced commendable work. And today I'll be asking you to share with some of us what you did. Before you share, I want to attend to those people who raised their hands. So I'm going to look at those few people whose hands were up, and then we proceed from there. So I see Stacy. So Stacy and Regina. Let us start with Stacy. We'll go to Regina.
Teacher, I would also like to present some work.
Okay, what is your name?
Stacy.
Stacy. So Stacy would like to present some work. We'll see if we can get some time. If we get the time, I'll let you know. Regina,
I also wanted to present my work.
Okay, Regina.
I would like you to repeat your WhatsApp number. I think I missed a number. I wanted to send my work, but I didn't have the number.
Okay, so Regina would like to get my WhatsApp line so that she can send the work. Let me type it in the chat room. But like I told you, at this time, our platform is able to receive work, but we shall be showing you over the weekend how to send the work through the e-learning management system. So the number is in the chat room, 772592826. Okay. Let me now go to Afoyomungu. I see your hand up, Afoyomungu. Naigaga. Afoyomungu. Afoyomungu, Angela, I see your hand up. Okay. Naigaga, go ahead. Afoyomungu is not talking for now.
Teacher.
Yes.
Teacher. If
Yes, Naigaga.
Teacher, I don't have the work, like the assignment. I was not here during the lesson. I've just joined.
Oh, Naigaga, you are welcome. This is what you'll do. You'll go to the e-learning platform, our e-learning platform. We have put the work up there. Secondly, when you look at the holiday package, the NCDC holiday package, there is activity 2 and 3. Activity 2 and 3 in geography, you can attempt that. The same work is also found in the NCDC syllabus for geography. So if you have that book, and we have uploaded the book as well, you can go there. It is activity 4.3. Activity 4.3 on page 31. Activity 4.3 on page 31. But we have uploaded the work in the e-learning platform so that you can be able to read and catch up. Otherwise, you're most welcome.
Thank you.
I want us now to continue with the work. I'm going to ask Nabembezi. She was making a presentation last time. Nabembezi, are you in today? Nabembezi. Asha, are you in today? Okay. I want to know who of these people is around today so that they can present. If they are ready to present, I give them an opportunity because they shared their work earlier. I give you an opportunity to present. I want to know if these people are here today. Ambeja Aila, Nachiganda, Jeremiah, Nabembezi. Mshaeleze kafu. Nabembezi, are you here today? Ayla, are you here today? Are they unmuted? Better to call unmute. Unmute. Let us unmute them. Abembezi, are you in? They are unmuted.
Reduce the volume. Sunny.
Please check that they are
Sunny, reduce
unmuted.
the volume. Remove it.
Abembezi, are you here? Nachiganda. Okay, if those people are not here, Nachiganda, Ambeja, I can see you. Ambeja, I can see you. Tell us about how you prepared for the field work before you went to the field. Ambeja, Nachiganda, okay. Let me look at the people who have raised their hands. Josephine, Nachiganda, Martha, I see your hand is up. Tell us how you prepared for the field work. Okay, let's go to Ataho Martha. By unmuting. Ataho Martha. Martha, unmute yourself.
Teacher here.
Who?
Nachiganda.
Okay, Nachiganda, tell us about your study. How did you
I
prepare?
researched about. I got a place to research about.
Okay.
I got a place to research about.
Mm.
Then I got materials to use.
Okay. Materials.
Then I walked there.
Then you walked there.
I got materials to use during the research work.
Okay.
Then I walked there. I researched about the Kabaka's Lake.
You researched about the Kabaka's Lake.
Yes,
Did
teacher.
you first, how did you know there was Kabaka's Lake in the area?
Because I saw it there.
You had seen it before.
Every time we pass near it.
Okay. So what we gather is that you knew about the place, you had gone there before. Then
Yes, teacher.
you said you are going to study it. And then you identified the materials that you are going to use.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, thank you very much. Do we have another person whose hand is up who wants to share with us how he or she prepared? Okay. I see Stacy.
Okay.
Stacy,
I have
tell
a
us what you
question.
studied.
Teacher,
Yes.
I studied about Seziwa Sugar Estate.
Okay.
The reason why I wanted to study it was to locate Seziwa Sugar Estate and its surroundings.
Okay. You
I
wanted to
also
locate.
wanted
Okay.
I also wanted to find out its historical background.
Okay.
And I also wanted to find out its physical background.
Okay.
And my finding out was that Seziwa Sugar Estate was established on the Buyangira Hill on top of it.
Okay. Did you go there?
Yes,
Okay. What preparation did you do before you went?
got my tools,
Which tools?
asked my
Which tools
notebook,
did you take?
a notebook,
Okay.
a pen. Yeah.
Okay.
So also found out that tops of Buyangira Hill have deep, loam soil.
Okay. So we'll come back to the findings. Thank you very much for sharing with us how you prepared and which tools you went with. I'm now going to ask the
Yes.
one last person to tell us, and that will be Patricia Akidi from One South. Patricia, you can unmute yourself so that we can hear from you.
Excuse me.
Good morning.
Good morning, Patricia.
I researched about the Kajansi lake.
You researched about Kajansi. Continue. Okay. So it seems we have a terrible connection to that side. So I want us to use this time to review from what you have said. So from what you have said, I want us to review. Am I sharing the right one, Mr. Namhala?
Can I continue?
Yes, continue.
Can I go on?
Yes, go on. Go on.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes.
My name is Favor.
Okay.
And I want to tell you about my presentation.
Okay.
I researched about my home place.
Okay. Which is located?
My home place is which is located near many swamps.
Mm-hmm.
Like I researched about our places are filled with swamps.
Okay.
And also forests.
Okay.
And I found out that we get clay from the swamps, sisal, and everything else. And I also researched about some people cut firewood from the forest.
Okay.
And I also researched that some people go there to rest in the forest,
Okay.
like to get some shade.
Okay.
And that's all that I found out.
So thank you. Now I want us to harmonize from what you have said. I want us to harmonize from what you have said. From what you have said, we see that fieldwork involves specific steps. For example, one of you said that you identified the place, then you collected the materials before you went for the field work. Then you also said, I collected materials and I also wanted to find out certain things. Now, in 1 minute, list the rest of you, list 3 things that you did before you went in the field, the rest of you, besides finding the materials. List 3 things that you did. The rest of you who did the study, who have not got an opportunity to talk, what did you do? What did you do before you went in the field? I'm interested in what you did before you went for the study. Not what you did when you were there, but what did you do before? The chat room is open. What did you do before? What did you do before you went in the field? What did you do before you went in the field? Someone is saying, I found the place, I got permission, I charged my phone. Okay. I got a pen, notebook. You say you identified the area of study, post in the chat room. In the chat room, hey. Okay. So I'm closing the chat room and I'm going to read out a few of these things. I see, let us close the chat room now. I first decided where I wanted to do the study. I packed the materials I needed. Quite a number of interesting areas. So let us now summarize what you did, given that you have written all of them. You are very brilliant people. You've written all the points that I wanted to say. So from what you have said, this is what has come out from what you have said. Number 1, we agree that fieldwork is done in stages. There is a stage that is called preparation, the one that we have discussed. Then after preparation, you go to the next one, which is going into the field. So there are 3 stages of fieldwork. Preparation, the one you do before the field. Number 2, you go to the field where you study the field work. We call it the field stage. And after the field work, there is a stage which we call follow-up. So field work is done in 3 stages, 3 steps. You prepare before you go. When you go, then you eventually go into the field, like Stacy said. And after that, you are supposed to come back and share your findings and write a report, which is the follow-up. So I'll guide you through how to prepare, how to carry out the field work in the field, and then how to follow up where we do write the report. At this time, if you have a pen, let us note some of these things. However, I'll also put this information in our e-learning platform. First thing, before you
Teacher,
go out.
could you please put back?
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes.
So can
The
you
3
please?
things
It's okay, I've seen.
you have seen, the 3 things.
Yes, I'm
So
writing. Yes.
Okay, we have said field work is done in 3 stages. The first stage is preparation. You don't just run to the field, you prepare. Like some of you said, I collected materials, I got permission, I identified the area, I did. There are things that you must do before you go for field work. You prepare. Then you go to the field and collect the information. When you come back, you do what we call follow-up. We shall see what you do in the follow-up. That is where you write the report like I asked you to do. I have said this information, this slide, if you can't write very fast, and I don't encourage you to write very fast, you can find it in the e-learning platform under the lesson of geography. First thing you do, we call it the pilot study. The pilot study. Some people call it the survey. Here you walk in the area where you are going to do the study. Before you go to do the study, you walk there. Like one of you said, when you studied the Kabaka's Lake, I asked, how did you know it was there? He said, no, I live in the area, I see it. The reason we do a pilot study is to determine if the area has sufficient geographical information. So we go out there. I remember Navembezi did the study of a quarry. You must have known about it. You go, you determine, does it have sufficient information? Someone did on a farm, a chicken farm, you sent me the information. Find out, does it have sufficient information? How much time will it take me to do the study? So before you do anything, you visit the area to get that basic information. Before you have determined what is the topic, you visit the area before you delve deep into the study. That is number 1. Chat room is open. Number 2, you develop the topic of study. I'll come back to this one, but you have to have a topic. Because the topic is very important, I am not going to go deep into this one at this time. We are going to outline the steps first, and then I'll come back to discuss how we set the topic and the objective. But just for now, it is enough for you to know that it is the second step. You develop the topic of study. The topic is the general theme, is the general purpose that you are going to investigate.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes.
Can you please tell her name to mute herself?
Please mute yourselves. I don't want to do the muting from this side because I still want to interact with you. So unmute
Please, teacher,
only
hold
when you
on.
have an issue.
Teacher,
Number 3.
Munira, mute yourself.
Number 3. Let us mute them all. Number 3, we have to establish the objectives of study. The objectives of study. And these ones we said they must start with the word to find out. These are specific things that you want to find out. If you went to Kabaka's Lake, what did you want to find out? So you tell us to find out the location of Kabaka's Lake. I wanted to find out. So you state to find out the location of Kabaka's Lake. If you studied Kajansi, what did you want to find out? I wanted to find out the problems facing people who work in Kajansi clay factory. I wanted to find out the products of Kajansi clay works. You state clearly what you wanted to find out. Number 4, you identify the methods that you are going to use to collect data in the field. How are you going to collect information? If you want to find out the problems facing people in the area, how are you going to collect that information? And you pointed it out. I saw you said we identified, we found out the tools we are going to use. I charged my phone. I saw you because you knew you were going to take pictures. Some of you made that comment. Before I went to the field, the things I did, what? I charged my phone. So you must indicate clearly that you identified the methods that you are going to use to collect information. That is step number 4. It follows. You identify the topic first before you identify the method. Another one, you then identify the tools that you are going to use for study. What tools do we use to collect information? You must identify. When you said, I wanted to find out the problems facing Kasakut Sugar Estate, and I'm going to use interviewing method, what tool? And I saw you said, I identified a notebook, a pen. Some of you said a camera. So you identify the tools that you are going to use to do the study. The tools must be identified, and you prepare them and get them. So during preparation, you have a pilot study or survey, where you go around quickly to get basic information. You identify the topic. Number 2, you establish the objectives of the study. You identify how you are going to collect the information and what you are going to use to collect that information, the tools. Now, I saw that you also added others. You said, I organize transport. If it is far, you must organize for transport means. How are you going to travel there? This one you do in preparation. So you decide, how are we going to travel to the area? Another thing, in preparation, you get permission from the authorities. Last week, someone told me my parents refused me to go for the study. You ask for permission. Please don't just walk out of the home and say, hey, our geography teacher said we must do field work. Then you walk and go. You ask for permission from the relevant authorities. So when I ask you, how did you prepare for field work? You should tell me, I asked for permission from my parents to go and carry out the study. If you are in school, I asked for permission from, then you tell us. Don't just walk out of the school. Hey, field work. Then you walk out of school. Similarly, where you do the field work from, you must ask for permission for them to allow you to do field work. Don't just go to someone's farm. Hey, I have come to do field work. I'm from Nabisusa Girls School. I'm the best geographer there. No. Ask for permission. I am a student of Nabisusa Girls School. I am in Form 1. I am learning how to study geography through fieldwork. Please give me permission to study your area, your garden, your farm, your market. You ask for permission to do fieldwork from where you are and from where you're going to carry out the field study. There are other things that you do in preparation. There are other things that you do in preparation. But like I promised you, I said I'm going to highlight the key points. So when it comes to the topic of study, now we have outlined the things that you must do in preparation. When it comes to the topic of study, please emphasize what you studied and where you did the study from. So you say, for example, one person said, I studied Sezibwa Sugar Estate. Okay, you see the name is clear, Sezibwa Sugar Estate. But now we need to ask, where? You say, in Buyikwe district. And what did you want to study about it? So you could say, I wanted to study the factors for the growth and development of Sezibwa Sugar Estate in Buyikwe district. My topic of study was factors for the growth and development of Sezibwa Sugar Estate. So it was Sezibwa Sugar Estate. Where? in Buikwe district. What did you want to study about it? Growth and development. What we are saying is that in your topic, tell us where you did the study. You said, I studied Kabakazi Lake. Let us mute the chat room. Chat room off. We take it off. I studied Kabakazi Lake. Fine. But where is Kabakazi Lake? In Rubaga Division, Kampala District. Huh? What did you want to study? The influence of Kabakazi Lake on the surrounding areas. So I give an example of a topic that is good. For example, factors that influence the growth and development of Kasenyi Fish Landing Site. Now in this one, you see, I'm studying factors that influence growth and development of what? Of Kasenyi Fish Landing Site. I don't say, I studied Kasenyi Fish Landing Site. Then where was it? Where is it? It is in the northern shores of Lake Victoria. And why do I say that? It is because there are many fish landing sites in Uganda that are known as Kasenyi. So when you do your study, identify the topic. In the topic, tell us what you studied and where. So now you are going to fine-tune your reports. Nabembezi did the study of a quarry. Hopefully it was Muyenga or another, and could have set her topic like this: the influence of Muyenga quarry on the surrounding areas in Machindia Division, Kampala District. Kampala District. Then we know, oh, this is what she studied. Kairat, I see that you are busy texting your friends during the lesson. How about the objectives of study? Let them start with the word to. I want to find out. Don't say I wanted to, say to find out. I remember someone said they wanted to find out the physical background of the area. That is very good. To find out. Start with that word, to. Because it is in the future, you are going to do something. And what are you going to do? To find out. I prefer that you remain consistent with to find out, to find out, to find out. Don't be bored by using that word, because using so many others may not be very useful. And the objectives should not be too many. I just need about 5, 7. So what might you want to find out? I'm going to open the channels here a bit so that I can listen to you about what you might want to find out. So unmute. Permission to unmute. Let us give.
For me, my
Can you
I have
go back?
complaint.
So at this time, it is flavor.
Teacher,
Flavor.
we haven't finished writing. Listen.
Share again.
Please.
Just finish, right? And
Hello. Writing.
You can share, right, as other posts, one by one.
Okay. Okumaungachi. Okay. But I want to move on really. So I'm going to give an example. Please don't write these objectives, the one that I'm showing. I'll put the example in the chat room. This presentation is going to be there. You can read it any time you want, any day. I put it up there. You can download, you read through at your time. So you may not be able to write very quickly. I have only time for you here, and I want to use it to listen to you and talk to you, not really to copy notes. This one you can copy over the weekend, at night, you have a lot of time. So I give an example of a study that we did at Kasenyi Fish Landing Site, and we had 7 objectives. Now you see how we wrote them. To locate Kasenyi Fish Landing Site in relation to the surrounding areas. Now, if you are going to do the Kore, Kabakazi Lake, Kajansi, so the first one objective could be to locate Kajansi Kore, to locate your area of study that you are going to study in relation to the surrounding areas. You see? So, to locate, someone could say to find out the location of, and then you fill in. If you are studying a town, it could be to locate, then you tell us which town. Whatever you are studying, you really want to know where it is located. Next, you wanted to find out, you'd like to find out the historical background of the area. Maybe you went to Kasubi Tombs, said to find out the historical background. Maybe it was a market, to find out the historical background of the market. So it's important. I had someone say, I wanted to find out the physical background of the area. That's another objective. Find out the physical background. Maybe you want to find out the soil, maybe the vegetation, things that make up the physical background. Number 5, I wanted to find out the influence of fishing on the surrounding areas. That is an objective. Notice it has to find out, to find out. As an example, to find out the problems faced by Kasenyi Fish Landing Site. So even for your area, you might want to find out some of these areas. So next, you must identify the methods that you are going to use. And at this time, we are going to the methods that we use for collecting data in the field. Before this, I want to give opportunity to, let me see, Crystal form 2. Okay, maybe she decided to attend. Ramadan Kagwa, unmute yourself and ask your question or make your comment.
Not I just had a question. Now,
Yes.
like me, the area where I live, there is nothing serious. So I'm trying to research about the northern bypass.
Pardon? What did you
Is it
say?
okay to research about such stuff? In the area where there is nothing so much interesting, so I decided to study about the northern bypass. Is it okay?
Yes, it is okay, but Northern Bypass, which part of it would you be studying?
I even don't know the part teacher, so I'm still researching.
Okay, but in your area, isn't there a shop? Aren't there shops, for example? Isn't there a market? Is there no garden?
Oh,
Is there no hostel? Is there no?
there's a hotel.
There is a hostel. Yes, you can study that. Look at
Hotel.
the man-made features and the human features and the physical features around where you study. I mean, where you stay.
Okay. No problem.
Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to go to Rihanna. Rihanna Nabide.
Yes. Teacher, I also just wanted to present.
Okay. So Rihanna, I'll give you a chance when we are presenting the methods. Next time, I'll ask you to make that presentation.
Yes.
I've taken note. Finally, I want to see Ndagire. Ndagire, unmute. Ndagire. Ndagire? Oh. Ndagire, I'm still waiting for you to unmute. Sure. Ndagire. Okay, Ndagire, you'll present later. I can't quickly find you. Okay, so let's go to the methods of collecting data. Now, you are going to study that picture. Are you able to see the picture that I've put up? That picture is in the field. How will you know the problems associated with that, with the features there? So you go to the field, you want to know the problems associated with the features in this area, which you are seeing. How will you know? I am opening the chat rooms for 1 minute. Type, how will you know the problems associated with that area? Type your response quickly in the chat room. How will you know the problems? So you have gone to the field, you have seen that thing, you want to find out the problems associated with that area which is showing. How? Right. How will you know the problems? Lady Shima, I see your hand is up. How will you know the problems? Lady Shima. You have gone to the field, you have seen that area. How would you know the problems? Is there a way you can tell? Okay. Let me rephrase. How would you identify the features here? How would you identify the features in this photograph? How would you identify them? I'm opening the chat room. How would you know? Oh, the chat room was active. I would observe, I would ask people, I would ask people in the area, I would look around by observation. Okay, great. So, people, you are too intelligent for life. You have given this thing. So you can use your eyes to see. And that method where you use your eyes and other senses to see geographical features is called observation. So the method that you can use is observation. It is a method of study that involves using the eyes. I have spelled eyes wrong. Using the eyes and other senses to see geographical features. It is a method of study that involves using the eyes and other senses to see geographical features. I'm replacing the word phenomenon with features, to see geographical features in the field. So that method is called observation method. Maybe some of you use your eyes to see Kabaka's lake, to see the quarry, to see the vegetation. Observation is a method of fieldwork study and involves using the eyes with the help of other senses to see geographical features. The geographical features are both man-made features or human features or built features and the natural features. Using the eyes to see. The second method, I'm going to show a photograph. Here we see a number of things. What do you see in this picture? I'm going to unmute. This time I want you to talk. I want to hear your voices. I don't want to talk to myself anymore. So let us unmute, and I pick you first before you mention. So I'm picking Shadia Karema. Shadia Karema, unmute. What are you seeing in that picture? Describe what you are seeing in that picture. Okay. No voice. Let me go to Heyman Khalid. Heyman Khalid. Hiyam
Teacher,
Khalid.
it's Hiyam Khalid. And
Hiyam Khalid.
I
Sorry.
see, yes, I see students with their teacher, and it seems that they're observing and learning
Okay.
about that kind of field that they are in.
How do you think they are observing and learning about that field where they are, okay? Who else? Let me see another person who is going to share with us. Why am I not seeing? Okay, here we are. I see kusemererwa Nuri. Oh, Nuriat, you gave us a point last time. So let me pick Najin. Amal, what are you seeing?
Teacher,
Amal?
I can see, teacher, you can hear me.
Yes.
Teacher, I can see students having books to write in what they are learning about. And trees around that they're learning about, the field that they are learning about, and the instructor.
Okay, and then the instructor. So yes, we are seeing students, they are seated, some are writing, and there is someone who appears to be talking to them. So this was not their teacher, it was someone they found in the field. And that method of study, where you find out information by asking questions, is what we call interviewing. So those people there were asking questions and getting answers. So interviewing is a method of study of fieldwork, which involves the researcher asking questions. The researcher is you who has gone to the field. When you ask questions, you expect answers and getting answers. So it involves, it's a face-to-face interaction between the researcher and the respondent, between the researcher, who is you, and the respondent, who is the person who is in the field. And in that method, the researcher asks questions. You ask questions. And I'll be asking you shortly which questions you asked. What problems are you facing? Why are you growing this crop? Which crops do you have? And then getting answers. Amal has also told us that they are writing down the points. So I'm going to the next one. I think this one is self-explanatory. The researcher, so the other method, interviewing, asking questions and getting answers. With this one, someone is writing down the answers, and you pointed it out, so I'll not go back to it. That method of study is called recording. Recording. So you do field work by recording. It involves writing down. It may involve photographing. You said, we want to, before I went to the field, I charged my phone battery. Why? Because you probably wanted to record someone's voice. Maybe you wanted to take a picture or a photograph. It involves recording, writing down, drawing. So recording is a method of study that involves the writing down of notes, the taking of pictures or photographing, the making of videos, recording of videos while in. So it is done while in the field. That method of study is called recording. Finally, These people went to the field, to Kasenyi Fish Landing site, and they wanted to find out the weight of fish. So the method has come. I had wanted to hide it. I had wanted to hide the method. So measurement is the method here they used, where they were able to establish the weight. I've put a wrong heading. So it involves estimating, it involves measuring, it involves establishing. So measurement involves establishing weights, sizes, areas. We establish weights. For example, they wanted to establish the weight of fish. So they use the weighing scale. You might want to establish the area of the garden. That is measurement. You might want to establish the distance, the length of a boat. That is measurement. So it is a method of geographical study that involves establishing weights, areas, and sizes of objects in the field, or features in the field. That method of study, we call it measurement method. I have a colleague here who is studying face to face, and I'm going to ask the question and give a chance to answer. So my friend, you are the one in the hot seat. What are you seeing on the screen? And how might that, what you are seeing, be used in field work to find information? You can come here so that people see you in the video. What are you seeing there on that screen? And what is it? How might it help you when you are doing field work to find information?
I can see books.
Speak up.
I can see books, and I think they are having some records or data that was collected and written down for future use.
She's seeing books, and indeed it is true. And she's saying that probably it has information. That method of study is called analysis of existing information. When you go to the field, we might observe, we might see, we can ask people, we can write down the information, but we also read the records that they have already captured. When you go to Kabaka's Lake, if there is someone who has that information or where it is written, read about it. You could do it in the library. You go to Kasubi Tombs, read. Wherever you go, you've said you went to Kasaku, ask for written information that they have. That is a method of collecting information, and it is called analysis of existing information. Analysis of existing information. This is what we have learned today. Number one, we have seen that fieldwork is systematic, that it has 3 stages: preparation stage, field stage, and follow-up. Number 2, we have said that during preparation, there are many activities done. There are many activities done in the field, in preparation. It is not one thing. You said, for example, you set the topic, set objectives, etc. Then we have said, when you go to the field, you collect information, and that you use a number of methods to collect that information. We have seen 5 of them today. We have seen observation, recording, interviewing, measurement, and analysis of existing information. I'm going to stop sharing at this time, and then I'm granting you permission to unmute, but I pick the person who is going to talk so that we don't have a cacophony of voices. So, mute yourselves. Now I want to hear
Teacher.
So for me, I have a question.
Excuse me, teacher.
Can you kindly wait until I pick you? Otherwise, I'll be forced to mute all of you.
Me, teacher.
Nabunya, Maria. The rest of you mute. Nabunya, talk.
Nabunya Mariam.
Mariam, yes.
Yes, just the question.
Nabunya, do you have, I saw your hand up. I thought you had a comment to make.
Not sure. I wanted to comment on the other question which I had given.
Okay, you tell me what it is. What was your comment? Because now we are winding up.
Okay, I was going to ask you, when you're setting the objectives to study, I'm like, now you have already worked there and now you have seen everything. Now you have asked the natives, and now like the natives don't know like the physical background. Now how are you supposed to know it? Like that.
Okay, very good question. So you go, you ask people in the area and they don't have information about the area. How are you supposed to know? You could read about it. But let me also say this. It is not true that when you go for field work, that you meet every objective that you set out to achieve. Sometimes you do not meet the objectives. And at some point we shall ask you, what problems did you find in carrying out the field work? So if you don't achieve some of them, we expect them in your report.
Okay.
So it is not true that every objective must be met. Some of them may not be met, but you do whatever you can. That is why you must have a good preparation so that you can be able to meet the objectives. Okay, Anita Nalunkuma. Anita.
Yeah.
If you have no question, if you raise your hand and you don't have a question, put it down.
Teacher, I was asking, what's the definition of analysis method?
Analysis method. Very good. I am not going to give the definition because when I give the definition, you'll be forced to cram. But let us say that it involves you as a researcher, consulting, reading existing information in books, in magazines, in newspapers, etc., etc. So I don't want to give you a definition because you cram it, and yet I don't want you to cram that method, that one. Babidie. Babidie Shifra. Shifra.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes.
I have a question about the measurements. Teacher.
What do you mean?
The measurements, because this involves estimating or measuring the weight of features. Excuse me, teacher.
Let me first answer that one. Measurement involves establishing weights, sizes, areas.
Excuse me, teacher. Excuse me, teacher.
Could you wait a bit and I answer? Measurement involves establishing weights. What do we use for weights? You can use a measuring scale. Areas of objects, sizes, that is measurement. Okay. Who was saying, excuse me, Anita?
It was me. Excuse me, teacher. Teacher.
Who?
Excuse me. Excuse me, teacher.
You are excused. Go ahead. Mention your name.
Ambabire Shifra.
Shifra, yes.
I was still talking about the measurements.
Yes.
You said that it involves estimating or measuring the weight of features. Teacher.
Yes.
You said it was involving about the estimating or measuring weight of features. But I thought that in case one has gone for field work, isn't it bad for one to take a feature?
Isn't it what?
Doesn't that lead to the extinction of some features in that area?
No, if you want to measure, what?
Something like, like a rock.
You want to, you can measure the size of the rock. You can calculate this area covered by the rock. Remember the person who took the picture, who showed us the rocks at a quarry? You could measure. You could use a measuring tape and measure the size. You don't have to calculate the weight. It could be the area. So it could be that. Another one? I'll take 2 and we end the lesson at this level. Let me take Hafi. Hafi, you need to change your name from Hafi's iPad to a real one. So Hafi.
This one.
Okay. So Hafi will be the last today, and then I'll make closing remarks.
Teacher.
Teacher, do you want us to change our names?
Teacher.
I see Hafi's iPad. You can mention your name. Hafi.
Teacher.
Hafi who?
Okay.
Teacher. Okay. So I want to end it here. I'll post information in the platform. The video of this lesson will be there.
Okay, teacher.
Bye, teacher.
Bye, teacher.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for teaching. God bless you. Bye, Curtis. Bye, Curtis. Bye, bye.